Have you ever wondered about the tensions in the South China Sea? This vast expanse of water is more than just a body of blue on the map. It's a hotspot of geopolitical importance, a stage where nations enact their power plays and assert their territorial claims. At the heart of these tensions are overlapping claims by several nations, each one vying for control over this crucial maritime crossroad. These claims aren't just about the sea itself, but what lies beneath it, potential resources that could fuel economies for decades to come. Now let's throw international law into the mix. In theory, it's a system of rules agreed upon by nations to ensure peaceful coexistence. In practice, well, that's where things get a bit more complicated. Despite an international tribunal ruling against China's claims in the South China Sea back in 2016, Beijing simply doesn't recognize the decision. This brings us to a recent event that has further stoked the flames of tension. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Philippines and the United States conducted a joint air patrol over the South China Sea. This wasn't a casual jog around the neighborhood. It was a strategic exercise aimed at enhancing operational coordination and combat capabilities between these two allies. China's reaction? Well, let's just say they weren't thrilled. They accused the Philippines of undermining the region's peace and stability while conducting their own patrol. It seems the South China Sea is becoming a bit crowded. Wouldn't you agree? Now this brings us to a burning question. What exactly happened off the coast of Zambales that caused the Philippine Coast Guard to push back the Chinese Coast Guard ship? What led to the confrontation off the coast of Zambales? In the vast expanse of the South China Sea, a particular incident occurred that raised eyebrows on the international stage. It was a day like any other off the coast of Zambales, a tranquil province in the Philippines, when unexpected visitors appeared on the horizon. The Chinese Coast Guard ship, known for its significant presence in the region, was patrolling the waters, a gesture not uncommon but one that often stirs unease. The Philippines, no stranger to such encounters, responded swiftly. The Philippine Coast Guard, a beacon of resilience and determination, took up the challenge. Despite the daunting size of the Chinese vessels, the Philippine Coast Guard stood its ground, ensuring the safety and sovereignty of their maritime zones. However, as with all confrontations, there are two sides to every story. The Chinese Coast Guard claimed the Philippine vessels had encroached on their territory, an allegation that the Philippines strongly denied. This disagreement led to a tense standoff, a ballet of maritime might and national pride on the high seas. The world watched, and the reaction was swift. The United States, a long-standing ally of the Philippines, condemned the aggressive actions of the Chinese Coast Guard. This incident underscored the importance of a free and open Indo-Pacific, a principle championed by many nations in the region and beyond. Yet this was not an isolated occurrence, but rather a piece of a larger, more intricate puzzle. The South China Sea has long been a hotspot for territorial disputes, with overlapping claims creating a complex web of tension and rivalry. This incident off Zambales was a stark reminder of the delicate balance of power in the region, a balance that can tip at any moment. But how does this incident fit into the bigger picture of the South China Sea tensions? How does the Zambales incident feed into the wider South China Sea tensions? A question that has been lingering since the incident occurred. The South China Sea, a bustling maritime highway, has been a hotbed of territorial disputes for years now. The Zambales incident is but a single thread in the intricate tapestry of these tensions. The incident has certainly put a strain on the relations between China, the Philippines, and the United States. The Philippines, a smaller player caught between two global powers, is grappling with China's growing assertiveness while leaning on its alliance with the United States. The Zambales incident, where the Philippine Coast Guard pushed back a Chinese ship, has further fanned the embers of this complex tripartite relation. One could argue that such incidents raise the potential for further escalation. However, it's important to remember that these countries are deeply interconnected, not just geographically, but economically too. A full-blown conflict would have far-reaching consequences that go beyond their borders. Therefore, the stakes are high, and the need for diplomatic solutions is paramount. The United States, a key ally of the Philippines, has been vocal in its support. It condemns aggressive actions while emphasizing the importance of a free and open Indo-Pacific. However, this stance also feeds into the wider US-China rivalry, making the South China Sea a chessboard for power dynamics. China, on the other hand, continues to assert its territorial claims despite international tribunal rulings against them. Its actions in the South China Sea, including the alleged aggressive tactics against the Philippine Coast Guard, have been met with criticism, further straining its relations with both the Philippines and the United States. The Zambales Incident is a reminder of the delicate balance of power in the South China Sea. It underscores the importance of international law in resolving conflicts and maintaining peace and stability in the region. Each incident, each confrontation adds a new layer to these complex dynamics. But what's being done to prevent such confrontations? We'll explore that in the next scene. What measures are being taken to prevent further confrontations in the South China Sea? This is the question that leads us into the heart of the matter. Preventing further confrontations is a task that falls not only to the countries directly involved, but also to the international community. With the South China Sea being a crucial maritime route, its stability affects us all. A key player in this is the United Nations and its various bodies, which have been advocating for dialogue and peaceful resolution of disputes. The countries involved too have taken significant steps. The Philippines, for instance, is using a transparency initiative to counter aggressive tactics. This initiative, launched 2 years ago, seeks to document and publicize any aggressive actions taken in the disputed waters. By shaping the narrative around these incidents, the Philippines hopes to bring global attention to the issue and encourage international pressure on those who flout international law. This initiative has already had some impact. It has not only raised awareness about the tensions in the South China Sea, but has also led to a greater push for adherence to international maritime law. In the face of public scrutiny, countries may think twice before engaging in aggressive actions. Moreover, joint patrols and military exercises, like those conducted by the United States and the Philippines, are another preventive measure. These not only enhance operational coordination and combat capabilities, but also serve as a deterrent to potential aggressors. But the question remains, are these measures enough to ensure peace and stability in the South China Sea? While these initiatives are steps in the right direction, the path to peace is a long one. It requires not just transparency and military deterrence, but also diplomatic dialogue and respect for international law. As we look to the future, we can only hope that these principles guide the actions of all those involved in the South China Sea dispute. So where do we go from here in the South China Sea? In the face of escalating tensions, we've journeyed through the intricate layers of the South China Sea dispute. We've navigated the choppy waters of the Zambales Incident, where the Philippine Coast Guard successfully pushed back a Chinese patrol vessel. This event, while seemingly isolated, is a significant milestone in the broader narrative of maritime relations in the region. We've also explored the ripple effects of this incident, how it shapes the dynamics between nations that share this vast body of water. The Zambales Incident is not an isolated occurrence, but a part of a larger pattern of assertiveness in the South China Sea. It's a testament to the resilience and determination of the Philippine Coast Guard, standing their ground in the face of bigger, perhaps more intimidating forces. Looking to the future, we've touched on the preventive measures being taken to ensure the safety and sovereignty of these waters. The Transparency Initiative by the Philippines, for instance, is an innovative approach to counter aggressive tactics. It's a strategy that not only documents but publicizes these encounters, shaping the narrative and bringing the world's attention to the disputed waters. But what does all this mean for the future? It underscores the need for continued vigilance and adherence to international law in the South China Sea. The stakes are high and the path forward is fraught with challenges, but as we've seen, the resolve of nations like the Philippines is strong and their commitment to protecting their maritime interests is unwavering. The South China Sea is not just a body of water. It's a stage where power, sovereignty, and law are constantly being tested. It's a narrative that continues to unfold, with each chapter revealing new challenges and triumphs. So let's keep our eyes on the horizon, never ceasing to question and seek understanding. The world around us is a fascinating place, filled with stories that are as deep and complex as the sea itself. Remember to subscribe for more amazing content and keep wondering about the world around you. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.